Good morning. Happy birthday to you. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. Actually, it's not afternoon. Morning, is it? It's good afternoon. Maybe I should start these a bit earlier so I can say good morning every time, even if it's just before 5 o'clock, before midday. Anyway, good afternoon. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. Excuse me. How you doing? How are we doing this Monday morning? This fine Monday morning. I've been struggling a little bit, if I'm honest, over the weekend. Yeah, I've had a bit of a where the hell is my life going kind of moment over the weekend. So yeah. Anyway, so here I am, being happy, being smiling and being bubbly, using my own stuff to make myself feel better, making sure that I'm taking control of my thoughts and my feelings and my emotions, and not just letting my emotions control me. And that's the big difference here. So I choose my thoughts, I choose my feelings, I choose my emotions. Rather than letting them control me. Now, obviously, I can't completely control them because things happen and you get emotional and you feel these things. And then you go, hang on a minute, I don't have to feel that way. I can change the way I feel. Good afternoon, Donna, by the way. Thank you for coming in here and viewing. Oh, which reminds me, I must put up my page on here. Find your fire. So that I can see any comments, if there are any comments. So just, Donna, if you want to say hello, you can say hello. And I'll be able to see you saying hello to me. I'm hoping I did actually put that in the community because... Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about how do we move? How do we get moving? How do we start... Getting fit, actually, is what this is really about. And this is on the cube here. This is the movement section here. Obviously, I did do a thing on this during my 15-week version of the 15 Pillars of Happiness over here. And you can link that in the guide section. If you go to the guide section, you can go back and find the move thing. Obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube, then there's a playlist. On my channel. Actually, it's a private playlist. So if you're watching this on YouTube at some point in the future, send me a message, drop me a DM or something, and I'll send you a link to the right place. Or if you go through findyourfire.co.uk, I'm sure you'll find it at some point in the future. The ability to go and do the course. We'll see. Anyway, you get the idea. Just send me a message, basically. You can't find me. I'm not hard to find. Yes, so I had a question from my friend Anna, actually, who was saying that she's thinking about starting to do running in the morning to help her with depression, help her to avoid depression, I should say. It's probably a better way of putting that. And also to get fit, obviously. And potentially to lose some weight as well, because we all do that. I need to lose a bit of weight, so I'm going to start running as well, start doing my morning runs again. I've been meaning to do it for a long time, I just never got around to it. It's one of those things that it's kind of difficult to get started, which was exactly the question that Anne was asking me. So how do you get started? How do you stop yourself from your legs from hurting, and how to getting out of breath and having those lungs being painful? These are good questions, and it's absolutely valid. And I was going to just type her a message, and I thought, hang on a minute, I've got a midday Monday mindset mastery session coming up here. I can just talk about that and give the same information out to the people who are watching this. And it'd be brilliant. So let's do that. How do you get started on movement? So, because you might be somebody who hasn't done any exercise for a long time. And the basic answer is start small, start easy. Don't make it difficult for yourself. Now, it can be difficult to commit to these things initially. That's the hardest part, is getting started, is getting going. And so you can make it really easy for yourself by just going for a walk instead of, that doesn't have to be difficult. We all walk. Well, okay, so you might not walk. If you're in a wheelchair, for example, you are bedbound for whatever reason. Okay, I'm not really talking to people like that. However, there are exercises that they can do, that they can use. I mean, if you're in a wheelchair, you could still get outside, I guess, somehow, and get out into fresh air at the very least. And obviously, you've got exercises for your arms that you can do. So you can do stuff that's sat down and just do a little bit of exercise with your arms. But and so the principles that I'm going to be talking about here, even though I will be talking about walking and running, will still apply. Just have to fit it and adjust it for your personal circumstances, whatever your personal circumstances are. just recognize that the principles are the same, which is basically start small, find something that you can do and do that, and then build up and build up and build up, so you build to a bigger amount. So the classic thing I will talk about to fully able-bodied people, of course, because that's most of us, let's say, is to go out for a walk. So get up. So okay. So and there might even be a problem with just going outside for a walk for some people. In which case, it's go and stand outside your front door. That's the first step. Go and stand outside your front door. Take some deep breaths. Walk back inside and go. Whew, there you go. But it's a win. It's a win. And the important thing is that it's a win. And you told yourself it's a win. You said you were going to do it. Then you did it. And then you congratulated yourself for doing it. So right. Okay. Tomorrow, my one step. And of course, this is where the Create Happy journal becomes really useful, because that's what you can put onto here, into your something that I'm going to do tomorrow. Oh, sorry, it's actually here. Something that I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to go out and stand outside and take some deep breaths before breakfast, for example, or before lunch, perhaps. Yeah, if that's a problem, whatever. So you write that down here, and then on the Tuesday evening when you go to sleep, you write down here, I was successful. I won. I won the day because I did the thing that I was going to do, because this column is things that I did successfully. So in fact, you could even write down kind of here, I'm going to, well, you don't even have to write it down really, I suppose, but it's Monday today. So Monday tonight, there's a tick box here. So what did I do today? So you could write down, maybe you could write down here, you can grab the book. You haven't got the book yet. If you have got the book, you could just write down sort of 3 things above Monday here. Or you can even just do it on the notes here. Okay, you've got a notes page on the other side here. 3 things I'm going to do during Monday, so that when I go to sleep on Monday night, I can write down the things that I successfully did. There you go. That's how you can do this. Haven't even thought about that before, but here's your notes. That's what your notes section here is for. You can write down here. Going to go and stand outside, take some deep breaths before lunch today. It's midday. You can do that before lunch today. Write it down here, and then you can write down, yay, I was successful over here. Or you can just go and do it and then write it down as a success here. That's the other thing you can also do. So then when you go to bed at night, you're actually writing down the success you had, but you're rereading it. And then what you do is you're rereading it and you're remembering how it felt. So then you remember back to, I stood outside, took those deep breaths, it felt really good. And I came back inside and I felt good about the fact that I'd done the thing. You re-visualize it, you re-imprint it in your mind. And then the next morning, Tuesday morning when you wake up, you look back at what you wrote Monday night, the night before, and you look back and say, what was the things that I did during Monday? So this is tomorrow morning when you wake up, you can look back and you can say, I went outside and I stood on the outside my front door and I took some deep breaths and I felt really good about it. And you re-visualize, you're re-imprinting that good positive thing that you did in the positive sections here. You're also looking back and doing the same thing for anything that made you smile during Monday. This is Tuesday morning, remember, you're doing this. You wake up, you take your Create Happy book, and if you haven't got your journal yet, don't worry about it. Write it down on a piece of paper. Or go to my website, findyourfire.co.uk/create happy thoughts, or just Create Happy. I think both of those work, I think. And there's a PDF download you can do. I'm sure you've already got it anyway. So, especially if you're watching this in the Facebook group, you've almost certainly got the download. So it's a little PDF that you can download, but you can just write it down on a piece of paper. You can just grab a piece of paper and write down on it, at the top of it, the 4 things. Something that's made you smile, something that you've achieved, something you're grateful for, and then something you are going to do tomorrow. So that's Monday night before you go to sleep. And then the next morning, Tuesday morning when you wake up, grab your piece of paper that's next to your bed, or your Create Happy Thoughts journal, and have a look back at what you wrote when you went to sleep the night before. And you go through and you visualize all these things again. You remember how it made you smile. Remember how it made you feel. You remember the thing that you did, the walking outside. Then you remember the thing you're grateful for. The fact that you've got a house, you've got a front door. The fact that you've got a bed. The fact that you woke up in a warm environment. That's all good. These are all valid, grateful for things. And then you have a look at the things that you're going to do on Tuesday, because you wrote these down on Monday night. These are the things you're going to do on Tuesday. So Tuesday morning when you wake up, you're going to look at a little list of things you're going to do on Tuesday. And then you're going to do those so that Tuesday night when you go to sleep, you can write down, yay, I did the 3 things that I wrote over here. I did them. And those were the achievements of the day. Fantastic. You can obviously write down other things as well if you want to. But that's the idea. And you can just start with the yellow boxes. So it's just one thing that made you smile, one thing that you want to achieve, one thing you're grateful for, and one thing you're going to achieve. Start simple. And then you can add the extra 2 if you want to. That's the whole point. It's designed like this, is to make it just do the yellow bit, then do the white bit. Okay, so that's the principle behind it. And actually, if you can then take it even one step further and get into a habit of the running thing, at the back of the book, there's a habit tracking chart. And then the idea with this, again, here you go, here's the example, is you write down here, something that I'm going to do. So this is go out for a walk every morning, for example, would be the one we're starting with here. And then down here, every day you do all of the things that are on this list. So if you only write down the one thing, go for a walk, that's the only thing you got. That's your habit you're trying to get into. You mark up on the thing. So you mark off here, yes, I did it. Next day you did it, yes, you did it. Next day you did it, yes, you did it. There was a day you didn't do it, you could have felt unwell, or you felt tired, or you had to get up early for something else, and you couldn't do the walk. That's fine. Although to be fair, if you're going out to do something else, you probably walked somewhere, so you have actually gone outside and done the walk. So you could say that's a yes. It's up to you whether or not you count that as a yes or a no. But anyway, if you don't, then you mark yourself down. So you can just about see there. I'm not sure how easy that is to see. You see, you did a successful there, and then you didn't do a successful there. So you mark yourself down the following day. It's not that it's bad. It's just that you didn't do it, and so you've gone down on the graph a little bit. And then the next day you do it again, and you successfully do it. So you mark yourself up. And all these instructions are in the book. Tells you how to do it all here. So you just get the book and you get all of this stuff in stuff. And actually, if you go to Create Happy Thoughts book, no, it was journal, both of those work, I'm sure of it. findyourfire.co.uk/create happy journal. I probably should put Create Happy, just Find Your Fire Great Journal. Actually, that would be kind of cool. Anyway, yeah. Just got a message from somebody. Just gonna check to see what that is. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So you mark yourself down. So the idea is that you do it more often than you don't, so you finish in the green area. And obviously, if you have a really bad run, like you see here, you got negative, didn't do it, you end up in the red area. And then the idea is that you've got plenty of opportunities to then keep repeating it until you get back up into the green area again. So even if you have a really bad streak, it's a really bad streak, and then a couple of good ones, and then a really bad streak, and then a couple, and then a whole bunch of really good ones, and I ended up in the green. So I only just ended up in the green over here. But because I ended up in the green over here, I know that I did the thing that I said I was going to do more often over that month than I didn't do it. And so therefore I'm building the habit. And then obviously the following month, you put the same thing down there and you start marking it again. And because you've kind of got into the habit of it, it becomes easier to keep it up as you go forward. So the idea is that on the second month, you'll be much further up here on the green line. Maybe you add in a second thing that makes it even more difficult, but yeah, it's up to you. You get the idea. That's how to create the habit. That's how to build the positivity. That's how I'm going to build my positivity. It's the same thing, same process I teach everybody else. It's exactly the same thing. And what am I going to do today to make myself feel better? And what am I going to focus on that was positive about yesterday that makes me feel better today? What am I going to do today that's going to make me feel positive when I go to sleep tonight? And it's going to make me feel positive tomorrow morning. It's going to make me feel more positive tomorrow. It's about building these habits of positivity constantly. And it's just tiny little daily habits. And we went through that in all the guides. So if you want to go and check out the guides in the Facebook group, check out guides. It's all listed there, the 15 pillars, fully explained. And if you're on YouTube, there is a playlist. Send me a link, drop me a message, and I'll send you the link. It's fine. So it's all good. Cool. So building the habit. That's building the habit. First of all, you've got to start small. You've got to start with something small, and then reward yourself for the thing that you're doing, so that you feel good about the thing you're doing, and you get into a habit of doing the little thing. So do the little thing for a bit. So spend a week just going outside and taking deep breaths and then coming back inside. So you get the habit of just going outside and then coming back out in, going outside and coming back in. Then go for a walk. So you go outside and you walk to the end of the road and then come back. You go outside and you walk to the end of the road and come back. Maybe do that with your running kit on, with your trainers and your tracksuit or your running shorts or whatever. So you get into the habit of putting that stuff on, going outside, just walking to the end of the road and coming back in. That's it. Really simple. Then just take it a bit further and go walk, I don't know, for 20 minutes. Half an hour. Get yourself a Blinkist book of the day. Findyourfire.co.uk/Blinkist. It is free, although I think that link actually suggests that you pay for it. But you can get the Blinkist book of the day free every single day. Let me just double check that link. Find Your Fire Blinkist do that first. Coming up, I'm going to put that link into the chat. Boom, boom, boom. HTTP, that's annoying. Okay, anyway. Allow cookies, 40% off, Pro. Yeah, that's annoying. It's not the Blinkist book of the day. Okay. Paste, Blinkist book. Oh, that's not going to work. Okay, I need to figure out how to do that link. But it is annoying. There isn't. Where is the book of the day? I'll figure that out and I'll put it into the chat. But yeah, there is a Blinkist book of the day that you can listen to every single day, even if you don't actually get the application. Where's the book? Oh, come on, this is annoying. Blinkist book of the day free. There we go. Free blink of the day. Today's free blink. Here we go. Free for 24 hours. There you go. Why doesn't it just take you to that? Copy. I'm going to put that specifically into the link into the description here. There you go. So that is the daily book of the day. So you can go and listen to the free Blinkist book of the day, and you can go outside and you can listen to that for it's 20 minutes, 15 minutes. But you can use that as a sort of yes, like 20 minutes maximum, and that's at normal speed. I usually listen to at 1.7 speed, so it's like 5 minutes for me or 10 minutes for me. So about 10 minutes, for me. There you go. Today's is 19 minutes. So there you go. It's a 19-minute walk. So you can go outside, you can put the Blinkist book of the day in your earphones, and you can listen to it for 19 minutes while you're out walking. And you'll listen to today, Reid Hoffman, Super Agency, what could possibly go right with our AI future. There you go. It's all about AI futures and technology. So there you go. Bold vision of how artificial intelligence can amplify human potential and reshape society for the better. There you go. That's what you can learn about today for free. Blinkist book of the day. You're basically reading a book in 19 minutes, essentially, or digesting a book in 19 minutes. So that's you. So that's easy. It's going for a walk. Okay, you've gone for a walk for 19 minutes, and you've got into the habit of that, and you've done that for a week or so. You've got to the habit of getting up, putting your running kit on, going out for a walk. So you're not actually going for a run at this point. Then the next step is to go out for a run, but keep it short. Only run until something hurts or something, or whatever it is you are afraid of or you don't like the feeling of. Just go until that happens, and then come back. So now obviously it's going to hurt a little bit because you're going to run until it hurts, your legs hurt or your lungs hurt or whatever, and then you're going to come back. But here's the key: you can use something else that we talk about here, mindfulness and meditation rather. So quiet mind here, this one here. Mindfulness meditation. In this specific case, we're going to do meditation. So you're going to go out, and obviously if it's 19 minutes, if you're not like hurting your lungs or hurting your legs or whatever within 19 minutes, then that's a great opportunity to stop there. So you listen to the book of the day, then you do the stop, and then you come back again. But if you do hurt beforehand, then again, adjust it for your specific situation. But the point is, as soon as something starts hurting or something's uncomfortable, or you get out of breath or whatever, stop. Take a break. Ideally, carry on walking so you're still moving. But you could stop and sit on a bench or something like that, or just stand still and meditate for like a minute or 2 minutes or even 3 minutes. I have a whole meditation process that I would go through normally, and that incorporates you close your mind, close your brain, you clear your mind, close your eyes rather. Obviously, if you sat down, you can close your eyes. If you're not sat down, you probably don't want to close your eyes, but you can look at the trees and stuff and the clouds or whatever. And then the idea is you're breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Okay, so you take in a deep breath, and then you breathe out through your nose. Well, you can do it out through your mouth, to be fair, whatever. Doesn't make any difference. The point is that every time you breathe out, you're thinking about all the negativity. You're breathing out all the negativity from your brain. So probably best to do in through your nose and out through your mouth, actually, now I think about it. Doesn't really matter. But the point is you're taking a deep breath, and then as you breathe out, you're thinking about all the negative. You're pushing out all the negativity out of your brain. You just think negative, and do that like for 20 breaths. So you're counting 1, and then 1, 2, 3. And do it for 20. If you don't want to do it 20, do it for 10. Pick a number. It's fine. I would recommend 20 because it gives you about for 3 minutes of meditation, and that's fantastic. Yeah, 20 in breaths, and then you do 20 out breaths. Negativity, you're throwing out all the negativity. Then 20 in breaths, breathing in all the positivity, especially if you're sitting underneath a tree, it's even better because you've got all those fighting sides, that nature. So we talk back in nature now. Where's nature? Nature there. As soon as you talking about the positive benefits of nature, you're grounding yourself, you're doing meditation, you're in nature, you're underneath the tree, you're getting the phytosides that come from the tree, which is all good for your immune system. Just the fresh air in general is good for your body. It's all good stuff. So you're sitting underneath the tree, you're doing your meditation, you're taking deep breaths, as you're breathing in those deep breaths for 20, so you're thinking 1 when you do the 1, and then 2, 3. Yeah, you get the idea. So hence the 20. So you breathe out all the negativity on the first ones, out all the negative, and then you're breathing in all the positivity while you're doing the counting. And of course, while you're doing the counting, you can't really be thinking of anything else, so it's all fine. So it's cleared your mind. And we're coming on to the next bit in a second. So you're breathing in positivity, you're breathing in the nature. It's fantastic. But your body is also relaxing and recovering. This is also getting your body into relax and recover mode. So it's going from fight or flight. This is all about the sort of negative inner breath, inner voice chatter going on here. This is, again, caveman mindset, fight or flight versus rest and recover. And doing this breath work helps us to move from fight or flight, which is what you start getting that panic, that out of breath feeling, the sore legs, and you're going, oh, I don't really want to do this. It's all negative, panic kind of situation going on. Then you do the breathing exercise, and that's putting your body back into rest and recover. So you're resting and you're recovering from the run, the pain, and so forth. And you're also taking control of your mindset and your mental health and your mind, your thoughts and patterns and stuff. So it's all connected. It's all part of the same process. So you're breathing in all the positivity on the count for the count of 20, and then you do it's like 20 in and out breaths. So you go, that's 1, that's 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's a little bit faster, that last little one. And then if you want to, you can then sit there and just breathe in and out without the counting part. So you can carry on that sort of 20 thing, but then just carry it on without the counting, and then clear your mind. So you can work on clearing your mind at this point. So you can then, because what will happen sometimes is your brain will start thinking about, oh, I need to do this other thing, I need to do this, they've got this thing going on in my life, this is a difficult part of my thing, I had this really bad argument yesterday, this other person told me this negative thing, and all that chatter inside your brain is really annoying. So what you do at that situation, so this is a sort of meditation advice going on here, is you basically talk to yourself inside your own head, kind of. You have that negative thought and you go, oh, thank you very much for that negative thought, not dealing with that right now. And you kind of just say to it, can you just if it's something positive or useful, something like a to-do thing, something you want to do in the future, just say, hello brain, thank you very much for reminding me about that. But if you can remind me in half an hour or so when I get home, that'd be great, because right now I'm meditating and I don't want to think about these negative thoughts or that thought. That's not helpful for me right now. I don't want to think about that thought. And think of it like a little balloon or a bus. So there's a bus coming along, you're waiting for a bus. I'm sure we've all waited for a bus in the past, and if you haven't, it doesn't matter. Or a train, maybe you go on a train, and the train comes up and it's not the train you want. It's the wrong number, it's the wrong bus. So you're waiting for the 67 bus, and the number 31 bus comes along, and you go, no, 31 bus is not going where I'm going. That's not the bus I want. So the bus comes up, everybody, the passengers get on and off, and the bus drives away. And that's the thought. It's like that thought comes into your brain. You say, no, that's not the bus I want right now. Just going to let it go. I'm going to let it move on. I'm waiting for the bus I really want. Now, in this particular case, you're not waiting for any buses at all. And you can actually do this while you're waiting for a bus if you want to as well. You can go and sit on a bus stop and do this. Not forgetting, of course, if you're sitting at a bus stop, people know you're waiting for a bus. You're not actually waiting for a bus. This is the secret. But people will leave you alone because you're waiting for us. Actually, they probably won't, because people will ask you, like, when do you know when the next bus is and stuff. Anyway, you get the idea. You can take this, you can use this technique anywhere when you're waiting for something. So if you're ever waiting for a bus and you're frustrated with public transport, for example, you can do this meditation thing. You can breathe negative breaths out, 20 positive breaths in. So even though you're not sitting underneath the tree, you can do that positive breath in thing. And then you can do the 20 breaths in and out, and then you can sit there and clear your mind, do the meditation clear your mind thing. So you can then go, Okay, thank you very much for that thought. I don't really want that thought anymore. I'm going to let that bus go. I'm going to let that move on. You can balloon if you want, a cloud, clouds in the sky if you like. Anything you think of that you can think of that allows you to take the thought, basically ignore it, and then let it go. And obviously, if it's something that's to do, something you need to get done, just tell your brain to remind you later, because it's reminding you now because it says, oh, there's a gap. I can remind them. Just tell it to remind you later. If you really want to write it down, go ahead and write it down. If you feel you can't, stop thinking about it without writing it down and go write it down. That's absolutely fine. You can do that too. So then you're controlling your brain. You're having this opportunity to tell your mind to shut up and stop chattering at me. I don't want to think about that right now. I'm doing this meditation thing. If you can remind me again later, that'd be fantastic. So you've had that rest and recover. You've done the breathing. You've rested and recovered. You've had a chance to clear your mind. And now you're going to run back home again. Now I would suggest, here's a cool thing. Here's a cool idea. Depending on how much you've listened to, because obviously if you've only listened to like half the book, you can listen to the second half of the book on Blinkist. If you listen to the whole thing and you haven't paid for it, so you don't want another book, just listen to the book again. Why not? You know, you'll get different insights and different information the second way on your run, on your way back. Why not? It's kind of fun, huh? So you've kind of run until things start to hurt, and then you stopped. You've done your little meditation, you rest and recover. Now, what you can also do, and sort of the next sort of level of this is, because the first time you do it, just go and do this thing, and it's fine. Next time, you probably want to, if you want to push yourself to be running further, for example, and this is just my basic kind of suggestions on this thing, because also there are other things you can do, like in your house, for example. Somebody said to me the other day, a really good exercise is actually to lie on the floor and then get up again, and lie on the floor and get up again. And that's actually a really good, because it uses your whole body to do that process. And it's actually quite difficult for some, if you've got limited mobility, it's actually quite a difficult thing to do. And so it's a really good exercise for you to work on to be able to do that. So that's a kind of a cool thing to do. All you're doing is just lie on the floor, get up. Lie on the floor and get up. The other thing you can do is, while you're watching TV at home and you're sitting on the chair or whatever, and you're watching the television, if you get adverts, just every time the adverts come on, stand up and sit down. And you can even then, throughout the whole adverts, you can just stand up and sit down, and stand up and sit down, all the way through the adverts. That's also going to be building your leg muscles, by the way, that one, which is then going to help you for when you want to do the running later, because that's also what you want to do. So you want to build up these rest. You also want to stretch, by the way. Don't forget about the stretching. I mean, there's debates as to whether or not you should stretch before your runs. I always think you probably kind of need to a little bit, because you want to do that sort of static stretching a little bit anyway before you run. But then you can also do the sort of walking to get your body moving, and then that'll help your stretches as well, because you don't want to pull a muscle on the first time you want to go for a run, because that's just going to really put you off for the next time. Anyway, so you run until it hurts. Your lungs hurt, your legs hurt, whatever. You stop, you pause, relax. If you want to push it a little bit further, what you can do is you can carry on walking. So instead of stopping and taking a complete rest and getting your body right into the proper meditation and mindfulness thing, you can just walk. So you can stop running and you can just walk for a bit. You might find that your breath takes longer to come back in that situation, which is why you might want to, depending on, again, listen to your body. You do what's right. You do you. You do what's right for you. But yes, so it might be that it's really painful. You need to take a proper break. But again, once you do it once, the next day it'll be slightly easier. And then the next day after that, it'll be slightly easier again. Hence the habit tracking. The whole point of this habit tracking thing is to get you into the habit of it, to do it over and over and over again, because your body will get better and better and better. I did this exercise last year. I think it was during some of the talks I did. I can't remember what I did, but I had a weight and I was just pushing it up with my arm like this, and I was saying, okay, well, I started off my maximum was something was like 10 or something, and then I did it every day for a week, and then by the end of the week I was doing 15. So I was definitely getting stronger and better by the end of the week. I think it was maybe even 20 actually, I can't remember, but I was quite surprised at how kind of quickly that built up and got better. So run until it hurts, or you feel uncomfortable, or something happens that you don't like, and stop. Take a break. Relax. Chill. It's all right. It's fine. Well done for doing the thing you did. Well, and this is another key thing here. Congratulate yourself for the thing that you did do. So you might have wanted to go out for a 20-minute run, for example, and you only managed 5. Congratulate yourself for doing the 5, because you still got up, got your stuff on, got outside. That's a win. That's still a win, even if you didn't do the full thing. You might then say, well, okay, well, actually, I realised that I was a bit ambitious, so I'm going to reduce my goals a little bit so that it's a bit more realistic. And again, it's about building habits, not necessarily big goals. So you might want to run a marathon, for example, one day. You can't just go out and run a marathon. Well, you can, but it's a bit silly to try and just go and do that. That's madness. But what you can do is you can, there's here in the UK, for example, there's a thing called Couch to 5K, and there's a whole program to how you can get from the couch to running a 5K run, 5,000 meters, which is quite a chunk of distance. But there's a whole process for it. And in fact, if you look online, even if you're not in the UK, I'm sure you can find like a coaching program for couch to 5K, coaching you from couch to 5K. I've never done it myself. Maybe I will. I'll have a little look. In fact, I am going to, there you go, couch to 5K plan. Here we go. Just going to pretty much grab the first one. NHS, get running with better health. Runner's World here, it's probably better. How to start running in just 6 weeks. There you go. From Runner's World. Really is possible. Oops. Really is possible to run your first few steps there. Beginner's trainer planning. Oh, well, here you go. Perfect. Runner's World. Couch to 5K. Here you go. Beginner's 5K schedule. Here we go. And that's going to go into here. There you go. Cool. Magic. There you go. And that'll, obviously, it's just a website, so you can just go there, and even if you're not in the UK, anywhere in the world, you can read that plan. I have no idea what it actually says there, but what's the training plan involved? How did it start? How do you prepare? Invest in the right pair of running shoes. Okay. Take time to stretch. Well, there you go. Talked about that. Build in some cross training. Okay. All right, whatever. Consider your nutrition. Pay attention to aches. Okay. Perfectly normal to feel some aches and discomfort when you first start running. There you go. It's a sign your body's adjusting to the new demands of this kind of movement. There you go. See? 5K. Okay. Couch to 5K training program. So a bit further down there. It's like Monday, rest. It's a good start, isn't it? Tuesday, run 1 minute, walk 1 minute, repeat times 10. There you go. That's roughly what I was kind of saying there. Wednesday, rest. Thursday, run 2 minutes, walk 4 minutes, repeat 5 times. Okay. Friday, rest. Saturday, rest. Sunday, run 2 minutes, walk 4 minutes, repeat 5 times. Okay. And then it's run 3 minutes, then it's run 7. So week 3, it's run 7 minutes, walk 2 minutes, repeat 3. So week 5, it's run for 9 minutes, walk for 1 minute, repeat 3 times. Crikey. And then Thursday, it's run 12 minutes, walk 2 minutes, repeat twice, then run for 5 minutes. Okay. Anyway, yeah. And then week 6 on a Tuesday, it's run 15 minutes, walk for 1 minute, repeat twice. And Thursday, walk, and then Sunday, it's a 5K race. I don't know what that means. 8 minutes. How long does it take to run a 5K? I don't know. Take on a 5K race or a park run. There you go. It's a free weekly 5K for all, held in thousands and thousands of locations around the UK and beyond. So check out Park Run in your local area. Have you got a park run in your local area? Okay. On the day of your race or park run, you might find that you can run for at least 20 minutes before you need a break. That's completely fine and normal. Start slowly, enjoy the moment, and don't be afraid to take some 1 minute walking breaks to save you from exhaustion. So there you go. That's the 1 minute walking break I was talking about. Again, I've never run 5K. Can do it in 6 weeks. From nothing. Shall I give it a go? I'm going to go. I think I might give that a go. That seems possible. Okay, I'm going to take that. Just going to take that photograph there. A picture of that. Actually, I probably can. Okay. Can I copy that? Can I just copy it? Copy image. There you go. Stick it into the Facebook group. Paste. Doesn't work. Okay. Can't paste a picture in there. That's interesting. It's kind of annoying. I'll see what I can do. Anyway, it's on that page, so you've already found it. So let me just do that. Try this instead. Copy that. See, that goes in there. Go away. Thank you. No, it doesn't work. Can't do the pasting. I wonder if I can close. Hold on. Bear with. Bear with. Very boring for anybody on the... no, I can't paste it in there either. Nope. Okay, anyway, it's on that page. You can go and get it downloaded from there yourself. And I'll put those links into the description on YouTube as well. So they'll all be there when you're watching this on YouTube. Which is where Anna's going to be watching this, by the way. Hi, Anna. How you doing? Hey, have a nice day at work today? How's things going? 40 minutes we've been talking. Well, actually more 40 minutes. We started 10 minutes late, didn't we? So about half an hour. We've been talking about half an hour. Can I see on here? I don't think I can see on here. Anyway, there you go. Park run. 5 minutes. Can I see? I can't see how long I've been talking for. That's annoying. Thought I would be able to. Yeah, so that's how you start running. And that's how you start getting movement. So it's the same thing as well. That's how you can do meditation and mindfulness. You can incorporate that into, and then you can learn. Oh, the Blinkist Book of the Way, by the way, is also on the cube here. It comes under learning. There you go. So there's your learning section of the cube. So you're learning. It's also going to make you feel good. You might even meet people. So you might go out with friends. In fact, if you go park run, you definitely will meet people on a park run. You could even listen to some music on the way. I recommend the Blinkist Book, but you could listen to the Blinkist Book on the way there and then some music on the way back, for example. That's kind of cool. You're going to get into a habit. So there, you're going to get a habit. You're going to do a bit of learning. You're going to do meditation and mindfulness. You're going to shield out the negativity of the world around you. You're going to get into a routine. There you go. So routines and habits are slightly different in that a routine is your sort of daily structure, really, rather than your habit, which is something that you kind of feel like. See, the difference between a habit and a routine is a habit you'll feel like it's wrong if you don't do it. It's like, it's weird. And that the classic one with a habit, I've just talked to my friend Carolyn the other day, and she she reminded me about how I used to teach this, which is when you cross your arms, which hand is on top when you cross your arms? Can you then do it so that the other hand is on top? There is a technique to doing this, but it'll feel really weird. So first of all, just try and do that. And then can you just make it so that the other hand is on top? See how I've got my right hand on top here? And then I've got my left hand on top here. There is a trick and a technique to doing that. But just see how hard you find it when you're watching this, and let me know in the comments below if you found that hard. Same sort of thing as well. If you take your fingers like this, and then you put your hands apart like this, and then you bring them back together again, and you interlace your fingers and thumbs like this, and then have a look at which thumb is on top here. Is it your left or your right? Then try and do the same thing again, and then try and do it so that the other thumb is on top. Oh, no, that's not right. There you go. The other thumb is on top. See how hard it was for me to do that? That's a habit. It's hard to overcome the habit. Whereas a routine is just your structure of your day. So you're working through the structure of the day. Not going to bother talking about money. It's not relevant to this one at all. Getting out into nature. Definitely talked about that. Movement. That's clearly this one here. It's a major thing there. Good food. Okay, not really relevant to this one, but again, if you eat good food, then you'll find it easier to run. Friends, feel good. It's going to make you feel good. And then music we talked about before. Being grateful for the ability to be able to go out for a run. Breath work. That's part of the meditation and mindfulness stuff we talked about. Where is that? Yeah, meditation and mindfulness stuff. The breath work. And that's also about taking you from fight or flight to rest and recover. And then that inner chatter voice, which is also part of the quiet mind, mindfulness, meditation stuff that we talked about earlier on. That inner voice, that's the chatter that's going on inside your mind. And also, by the way, if you do that meditation thing to quieten down the chatter, that also helps you go to sleep at night better as well. Because when you're lying in bed at night, quite a lot of us will ruminate and think about all these negative things. And also, and that meditation helps you to go, no, shut up, don't tell me about that thing I'm interested in now. I'm actually going to sleep right now. But when you're doing the meditation during the day, and this is why I recommend you meditation during the day on a regular basis, it allows you to train your brain to shut up, basically. And you go, oh, and it gets used to the fact that when you tell it to shut up, it's going to shut up. So you go, can you shut up now, please? All right. Okay. Thanks very much indeed. Oh, yeah, you've got something else important to do. Yeah. I want to go to sleep now. Great. Fantastic. It knows how to shut up and go to sleep. So rather than all those chatter that's going on inside your head when you're trying to go to sleep, you can actually tell your brain to shut up and say, I'm going to sleep now. Can you remind me of all that stuff in the morning? That would be great. Or just ignore it completely. That's also why, by the way, when we do this process here, it's just before we go to sleep. We're thinking of something that's made us smile during the day, something that we've done during the day, something we're grateful for in our lives, and something we're going to do tomorrow. So that's priming our brains just before we go to sleep, that those are the things that are important to us. Those are the things that we want to think about. Those are the things we want to focus on while we go to sleep. Also, when we wake up in the morning, on the Tuesday morning, that's why we also then go back and have a little look and say, what were the things that made me smile yesterday? What were the things that were good in my life yesterday? What were the things I was grateful for when I went to sleep last night? And what's the thing I'm going to do today? So it's Tuesday morning. What am I going to do today? And then you know what you're doing. So you're priming yourself for the things that made you smile, things that you did, things that you achieved, things that you're grateful for, and then the thing that you're going to go to today. So again, you're priming your brain for that positivity in the morning, and you're actually taking control of those thoughts, feelings, and emotions. This is exactly what I was talking about right at the beginning. You are taking control of those thoughts, feelings, and emotions. It helps you to build your whole life going forward. So here you go. Really, really basic, simple question. How do I start running? That I was posed this morning. And I've turned it into a whole 30-minute talk about the whole Freedom Cube, the Create Happy Thoughts program, everything that I teach, all in one go, apart from the money bit. And what was the other thing we skipped on? Oh, the food. Good food and the money thing. Not particularly relevant to this whole conversation. Eat good food, make some money. Don't be broke, essentially. But that was a topic of conversation as well this morning, and the person who I had that conversation with will know that I had that conversation with them. And actually, the thing that was key about that money thing, may as well just add the money thing in there just briefly. It's about being grateful for being able to earn the money. So if you're in a job and you hate the job, just think about the fact that the job itself is giving you the money that's allowing you to do other things. So what are the things that you're going to do with the money that you're doing the job for? So then you can kind of get through the difficult job because of the money that it's going to give you to allow you to do the things that you love. Going on holiday is a classic example of that. This money is going to allow me to have freedom in the future. It's going to allow me to go away, that type of thing. But also, and this is a sort of side tip, whenever you're spending money, be grateful for the thing that you spent the money on. So like I've just bought a new cube, for example. I have no idea if it's going to be a good cube or not. We'll see. But interestingly, I had a response back from the company who I bought the cubes from. I talking to a company called Cubes in the UK to recommend people buy good speed cubes like this one, for example. So I'm just ordered one which is like £8. So it's like super cheap. So I'm going to see how good it is, and then I can recommend it. And I said to them, can I be an affiliate of yours so I can recommend your website regularly? And they had a look at my how to solve the cube in 60 seconds thing, and they've come back and given me a comment. It's quite interesting. So the whole thing's been quite an experience. It's fantastic. Anyway, they sell good cubes, and they're a quality website, and I recommend them. It's slightly better than getting them. It's slightly more expensive from a shipping perspective than going to Amazon, but you know you're getting a good cube, quality cube, and not some rip-off dodgy thing from China that's not going to be rubbish when it arrives. Anyway, why was I saying that? Can't remember. I have no idea. I was saying something about the cube anyway. Thanks very much. That's annoying when I was just in the middle of something and I can't remember what I was saying about it. Yeah, I got no idea. Get yourself a cube. Money, that's what it was, about money, wasn't it? About making money. I can't remember. I was definitely talking about money, wasn't I? There was something about making money. Oh, being grateful. There you go. Being grateful. So I spent money to buy a new cube. So that money went out, and it's like, oh, I mean, that wasn't a lot of money, admittedly. I'm just using it as a silly little example. But all that money went out. But I'm grateful for the fact that I'm going to get myself a new cube, and then maybe be able to recommend it to other people so that they can buy a really reasonably priced cube online. So I can be grateful for that whole process. So I feel good about spending the money. I mean, maybe a bigger example might be something like your electricity bill. Okay, so you're paying electricity bill, and you're, oh gosh, it's a chunk of money, isn't it? I wish I didn't have to pay that. Oh, it's really annoying. Then the bill comes through the post, and you're like, oh, it's a lot of money. I don't want to pay that. Allows you to have lights, allows you to have the internet, allows you to have computers, allows you to have television, allows you to have heating. There's all these things that electricity gives you in your life that you probably just take for granted and you don't really think about. But if you're grateful for them and you think about it, and you think, oh, I'm so glad, cup of tea, cup of coffee, all that kind of stuff. You're just going to feel better because of it. And if you feel good about spending the money, because it gives you all that stuff, makes you feel better about the money that you've lost. And then that also makes you feel good about earning the money in the first place. So I'm earning this money so that I can pay my electricity bill, so that I can enjoy the fruits of having electricity in my house and being able to make myself a cup of tea. Remember the gratitude exercise? Remember the cup of tea story? Fantastic. Joe told that story. If you haven't heard it before, I will put the link in here, findyourfire.co.uk/Joe Howarth. Don't call yourself Joe Howarth anymore, I don't think, but just going to, well, actually, I'll put that link in there anyway. And if it's not right, I shall fix it shortly. But it's a little video that Joe made a while back telling a story. There it is. Yes, it is there. It works perfectly. I've told the same story myself. I've got my own version of it, but Joe tells it very well. So just go and listen to her version of it. It's absolutely fine. And she runs a little company called the Happiness Club. So I'm very supportive of my good friend Joe. Cool. Anyway, that's it from me for now. Go start your Couch to 5K. Luckily, on the Couch to 5K website, Monday is a rest day. So today is a rest day anyway. It's fantastic. Tomorrow is when I get started with running for 1 minute, walking for 1 minute, repeating 10 times. Let's see if I can get that done tomorrow. And I'll let you know next week whether I'm doing it or not. Might even tell you in the group and keep you up on the group, because it's a daily thing. Don't know. Let's have a look. 6 weeks time. Where are we in 6 weeks time? Let's have a look. What is the date in 6 weeks time? 31st, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's the 5th of May is 6 weeks time. Actually, that's, hold on a second. Where are we? I'll be week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So actually it'll be the 4th of May. May the 4th be with you. May the 4th be with you. There you go. Some perfect timing. As a Star Wars fan, May the 4th be with you will be my first 5K. Might not be a 5K race. I'll see if there's a park run on the 4th of May. That would be very cool if it was. I have no idea if I'm doing anything else on the 4th of May, but it's a good opportunity. Also, I'm doing my walking retreat, and I'll probably will do it in May. And if you do the Couch to 5K before the walking retreat, then you can come on the walking retreat and you'll feel much more fit and able to do the walking retreat. 7 days walking from Santiago to Finisterre. Cool. Yeah, sometime in May, probably. Normally I would do it at the end of April, but I don't think I'm ready for that yet. So, and if you want a link to that, findyourfire.co.uk/walking retreat. So findyourfire.co.uk/walking retreat. And if you are watching this in the future and you've missed the walking retreat for this year, I'm hoping to do it twice a year. Might not do it twice a year, we'll see. But I will certainly be doing it every year in spring, early spring, April, May time. Space for 10 people to come and join me. Basically at cost initially. I don't know. The first one, the costs are roughly €20 a day, including accommodation and food. Obviously, you're not paying for my time if you do that, so that would be if you just join me as an individual, just doing it at the same time as me. But if you actually want me to help you and be involved in it, and when I eventually launch the full program, it'll be something like £500 for the whole week, and it'll include accommodation and food and all that kind of stuff. So let me know. Obviously that price will probably go up over time. If you want to spend a week with me, but you spend a whole week with me, you get all of this mindset and knowledge stuff, not quite 24/7, but basically 24/7 for 7 days. What a bargain that would be. It says on their website there, imagine spending a week with Tony Robbins. You might not like Tony Robbins, but you get the concept of spending it with your favourite guru, whoever it is. I'm going to see Mel Gibson. Mel Robbins in June. She's really cool. Really like her. I'd love to spend a week with her. That'd be fantastic fun. Imagine how much that would cost though to spend a week with her. It's costing me what, £50 to have a standing place at the back of the theatre for a couple of hours with her. So yeah, £50 for an hour, for a couple of hours. Let's do it. Yeah, I mean, take 10 hours a day. That would be £500 a day. So straight away, you're already into 500 times 7 for that whole thing. Anyway, that's my chat for now. I think I will put this one live on YouTube, because normally I put them as private things, but this one I think I'm going to go public with. So that'll be cool. Right, it's going up live shortly. Bye for now. That is plenty of time. No idea how long I've been talking for, but it was quite a good one, I think. I covered all the points. It was all good. Take care of yourselves. Love you all. Remember to do your birthday breathing, by the way. Also good. Remember that. Well, here you go. You'll see all the combinations. So when I hold my 5 fingers up, you'll be thinking about something that's made you remember the 4 things in the journal here. Something that's made you smile, something you've achieved, something you're grateful for, something you're going to do in the future, and then somebody you love. That's what the heart is there for. But although you can kind of do, there you go, heart. Love the heart. There you go. I didn't think of that. That's kind of cool. First time I've ever done that one. So yeah, the 5th one is send love out to somebody who you care about in the world. So you do the birthday breathing exercise, and it's all based on 5s. Here you go. So 5 in through your nose, and you, with your right hand, you put your fingers up. So actually, best thing to do is start by blowing out a candle, and then 5 in through your nose. Last one, a long one to fill your lungs up. Put your hand on your heart. Left hand, you're lighting the candles on your birthday cake. That's why it's called birthday breathing. You're lighting your candles on your birthday cake, and while you're holding your breath, you light the candles up. So it's 5. Oops, okay. So 5. Yes. And then you're breathing out and you're blowing out the candles on your cake. So this is your birthday cake, your hands on your heart, your left hand, and you want to feel the breath on the end of your fingers there as well. So that's my birthday breathing exercise. Okay, so it's 5 in through your nose, hand on your heart, hold your breath, lighting the candles on your cake while you're counting to 5, and then blow out the candles on your cake. Wish yourself a happy birthday. The first day of the rest of your life. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. And you can do that 5 times. So it's nice and easy to remember. So do it again. Wish yourself a happy birthday. Okay. And then the sort of next level of that is, I've done that one already, but wish love to somebody in the world. It can be to yourself. Wish some love to yourself. Why not start with that? Something that's made you smile, something that you've achieved, something you've done today, something you're grateful for in your life, and then something you're going to do. So you can do that 5 times, and each time you can think about the person you're going to love, the thing that's made you smile, the thing that you've achieved, the thing you're grateful for, and the thing you're going to go and do. So that you can do that 5 times and think about that. And you can do that as often as you like, every single day. I used to have an alarm on my phone that told me to do that every hour. It got a bit tedious, so I decided not to do it anymore. And I would certainly recommend doing it after every sort of thing you're congratulating yourself. I'm congratulating myself for going outside and taking a deep breath. I've gone for my run. I'm congratulating myself. I'm going to do a bit of birthday breathing to celebrate my life. I'm going to do a birthday breathing, and I'm going to go love myself. Yay! So yeah. Anyway, I'm sending you some love now. I'm sending you some love. Double thumbs love. Mwah. Double thumbs. Mwah. Sending you loads of love. Take care of yourself. Have a lovely week. See you next week on the Midday Monday Mindset Mastery Sessions. Bye for now.